Hello. A warm welcome today to Conny Decorates, and back then, of course, with heart. And with heart involved, Michael, I have another one. Exactly. And this is a small, fine, but tall Easter decoration for our table. And again, with lots of nature, pure, and a few daffodils. And if you want to know how this tall Austrian table decoration works, stay tuned, because we'll show you now. And this is the base we need today for our new table decoration. And that's where I start. I found it a tall wooden candle holder. I find it super fitting now. And what else I found? I had a pre-made hay wreath. You can, of course, easily make it yourself by quickly tying it together, or moss, whatever you have. I also have a bit of dried moss. I also have here little houses, as well as actually something like this. Artificial flowers. Let's see if I incorporate tiefschalt today. But I also have a few fruits. I have my box again with the little quail eggs, with feathers and patent fasteners. What I also have are the moss-covered branches. And I'd like to incorporate a few ribbons today as well. But I'll take a look in a moment to see what would match. And I would say, let's get started. I just took the base into the meadow. There was still a bit of wire here. I'll just take that off now. We always like to use the materials we've had for years. This was really my wreath that was outside for a very long time in our garden. Now, I would pull the branches apart a bit. I would really like to expand the wreath a little more. And in terms of circumference, I think it fits quite well. I'm just going to take off the large chain here. And just pull it apart a little, because I want to expand the outer side or the outer diameter. And now I lay it around here once. And I think that's working quite well. I'm now taking some decorative wire, which I have here in gold, and I just wrap it around, already incorporating some bear's needle, and pull it tight. Then I loosely lay it here with the lid wire, or rather with the decorative wire, around the wreath.
Used to toss me about, I'm wiser now. Feel the tide coming.
I don't cut off the wire that I leave lying. I would like to attach some moss inside the wreath now. I simply make a few small pieces, place them nicely in the inner space, and now take a poplar board and fix it here a little bit in the middle. Just stick it in here. I do this all around.
Know the feeling now. Used to lose my ground. I'm wiser now. Used to toss me about.
Then I still have the beautiful moss with the lichen here, with the lichen. And I would also like to bind it into the wreath here. And here we do in the middle. Through, then add a few more for you. I'll also add a bit more to the branches.
I'm wiser now. Write it out.
Goodbye. Nicely bound tightly, quite in wire. Now I go around the small twig, cut it off, because it is also wonderfully firm and in shape. If it's a bit big or too big for you, you can also break it off a little. You can also simply attach a few small twigs with patent fasteners in the interior afterwards. You can now decorate everything really nicely again, just the way you like it, as you like. But we also want to add a few other things here, so I'm just leaving a few gaps open, and I'm just checking the stability now. And in terms of height, it's actually very optimal. I only have one more glass that I would like to place inside, and I think it's almost too big from the blower. That's why I had a second one here, and now it's perfect. So just check the diameter you have. How far can you go with the diameter? Also work in the interior area. So this is then super stable. I'm going to take it down again now. I still have some pampas grass here, and that's really nice now because it adds such a great brightness. I'll just stick it in a little bit in between. Then I don't even need to fasten it with pattern fasteners. And now I would put some in between these gaps, put a few small pieces in here. Here you can put in anything else you have, maybe a few small branches from the mountains. I also have some lichen here. I'll just put that in there as well. And maybe you have some eggshells or something like that. I have a few quail eggs, and I would also really like to add a bit of color. I have two types of ribbons. And I think I would like to include this brown and this green one. And that's why I also added a few quail eggs. It's a small blue-green tone. I think it fits quite well with it now. And now I'm going to glue a few eggs in here with hot glue.
To sail the storm, know and have a plan, used to get knocked down.
So, and we've already decorated the little nest wonderfully, a bit Easter-like. And it really fits perfectly in terms of diameter. And what I really like is that it's such a small, the feather set, I think it's from the pampas grass. You don't really need to add more feathers or anything. I think it looks really good. But I want to add a few more ribbons here in terms of length. And I've just cut something here. I'll cut it a bit to length again. I've now found a good spot here, just threaded the two ribbons through, and I'm pulling it a bit to length. Then I pull it to the side here and can already put the wreath back on. What I'm going to do now is simply tie a regular knot with the two ribbons. You can also place several ribbons practically side by side here, so that you have a bit of, yes, but so that you have several ribbons on all sides, which is of course very, very nice. So I'm just going to make the diagonal cut here, folded it together with the arms, and now have a small point at the bottom. Isn't that quite cute? I simply tied the knot underneath the wreath. Maybe you can see it because then it falls quite nicely from below, hanging downwards. I really like that. And now you can take more glass, and here you can really put in whatever you want. Either you put a nice candle or a tea light in here, which is what I want. I actually want to put a few small early bloomers in here, and that's why I'm just using it as a base. Again, just a bit of moss in here. And then I take my bulb flowers out of their pot. The daffodil is of course wonderful because it has already grown a bit upwards and is blooming. Place it in here. Press it in, one more fits. Just let the bulb peek out on top. I always find that super, super beautiful. Just add a bit more moss in between here, then it's a bit more stable. You can, of course, just take them out as needed. Just lay them in water so the bulb can absorb water nicely again. But you can also actually add a bit of water here, and that works perfectly, of course. And I would say our new table decoration, I'll just straighten this here, is already finished. And we're done. Our first tall table decoration, Easter table decoration, is now finished. And of course we hope that we could inspire you maybe with such small decoration inspirations. Then we would be delighted with a thumbs up, dear ones. And feel free to follow us on Pinterest, Facebook and Instagram. There are always little photos, also small reels. Also, always gladly from Roof Ulkers. So there's always a bit going on there too. Stay very healthy, feel embraced. We look forward to decorating with and for you again in the coming days. Your Conny and your cameraman? Exactly. And if you're looking for decoration items like wobble eggs and so on, check the video description. And that is, of course, a mention to our website, and from there, .giesahof.de. See you then. Goodbye.
I'm stronger now. Used to toss me about.